Thank you. So in years past, we did exactly what we've done today. We have made a motion to amend what we're going to spend in the levy. And in doing that, the budget will be changed to reflect that. The budget is a guideline. So we're guessing we're going to get this much money in. We may not get that money in, and then it gets adjusted. We adjust the budget lines every single year, and we wrap up things at the beginning of next year. You'll see we'll make motions to move things within everybody's budget. What happens to us is we are given a budget book without any information, and we are asked to blindly vote for it. We have absolutely no idea what the details. We sat down and had an entire list of things to cut when we looked at prior years, and then we looked at what is budgeted this year, but we have no guidelines on that. We're not given those guidelines. Staff knows the guidelines. They've worked with it. I'm assuming the executive knows, perhaps the speaker knows. I don't know that, but we don't know that. We're given this big book, which is on Jim's desk there, and we're asked to vote for it. And that is changing from what's presented here. That's changed here. So it changes. So the budget is a guideline. The levy is the true amount that we're going to levy for. And like I said, what do we do when we have extra money that comes in, which happens almost every year? We levy a certain amount of money and we get more money in. That just gets in. Where does it go? Who spends it? I don't know. Maybe it goes into the cash reserves. Maybe it goes there. I don't know. I do know also that our cash reserves were supposed to keep at a certain level, and at no time during any finance meeting did we have a discussion of how much money is in the cash reserves. And we are over that 26%. That is what we've set as a standard to have as a safety net for in case something happens. We're over that. We never ever brought that up at one point in time ever during the discussion of any finance meeting. Yet that's the fact. So we are overbalanced in our cash reserves. That maybe we need to refund that to our residents. So there's never a full open conversation about the budget. There's never a full open compromise about the budget. It's just, here it is, vote on it. We've made the amendments to the cannabis to the way that the group approved. We kept the opioid as presented because everyone felt that was a good use of those dollars to those particular organizations. We have often in the past given dollars to specific groups via cannabis based upon the right way we can allocate the cannabis dollars. We have done all that. We will pass the levy that will then have the budget will have to be reflective of it. And that is something, it's just a guideline and it can change.
Member Butler.
There's a requirement that we fulfill our obligations that we made. But there's many things in the budget that we are not obligated to pay for. So people can use, or the executive, for instance, could use some of that money to cover our obligations. Is that correct?
You're saying, are there things that you're not legally required to do that we could pull from other funds to address those?
Yes.
Well, I don't know where that would
Well, you
come
don't
from.
have to know.
What I'm saying is, if you let me finish, if say the coroner's doing something that they're not obligated to do, but that money has been obligated, and they're within their budget, and the state's attorney has a $2 million shortfall, we can't force the coroner to give that money to the state's attorney.
That is correct. I understand that. But for instance, let's just say the executive had a couple $100,000 that she just was going to decide to give to the townships to pay for Access Will County without the board, saying yes or no to. Could she use that money that she had not allocated for that beforehand, but instead of using it there, couldn't she use it to pay off those other obations?
That is a very specific question as to the, like, Access Will County. There are grant obligations. There are other things we might have to have.
I just laid out all the parameters on that. It was extra money, and they were able to throw it at it without any prior approval or any direction from the county board. There's extra money, and they could just decide to just say, we're going to give all the Republican townships down south, free busing, okay? Instead of doing that, could they have used that money to pay off some of our obligations?
And what I'm telling you is.
I know what you're telling me.
It's not a straight answer
You're
because
stipulating that we have obligations and that if we don't fulfill them, that we could be in trouble. But you're not allowing us to have any access to any other funds where we could take away from copy paper
You
or
asked
take away
a
from
very
me
specific
or
question.
whatever it is. I'm trying to be specific because I'm just trying to let everybody know that there are other ways to meet those obligations other than, having to change and go back and allocate all that certain money to each budget.
Correct. If within my budget at the state's attorney's office, for instance, we don't need new computers one year, but all of a sudden printing costs went through the roof, we can reallocate that within our budget. If we don't have the budget allocated, or if there's no revenue to cover those things, then we're left with an unbalanced budget. You've obligated the county, or you've given the authority to the elected officials to spend a certain amount, but you've said we're not bringing that in property taxes. So you have an incongruency there that will have to be made up some other way because the elected officials have the authority to spend that money.
So are you telling us that the only way that we can not tax the people with an extra levy is go back and change the budget?
Yes, you
Is
have an
that it?
obligation to change the budget
Okay, so then
and to pass a budget.
whatever it takes to do that today, that's what we will do. So I would recommend that we make a motion to reconsider. I would like to make a motion to reconsider. I was on the winning side of that vote. We'll go back to that old vote and we'll just hash this out. I think we could go pretty quick. Give us about 10 minutes to review our documents and see if we can't come up with some cuts for you.
Second.
But you can't meet more than you can't meet as a group to talk about this. This is our only concern right now. And again, folks, I can appreciate everyone's frustration. We do have finance committees and we have opportunity to talk. I am with you with your frustration here, Mr. Butler. And it's unfortunate it comes to this, but we can't let you meet because it will violate Open Meetings Act. Yeah,
Take it back to the floor.
Yeah.
What?
two or more, two or less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take it to the floor.
If you want an amendment to start talking and making cuts on the floor, that's, you can do that. So that's what you were asking. That is what I'm hearing you?
Yeah, I would like to,
ahead.
I know that,
So turn your lights up. This is a different now thing. Okay, so make your, oh, sorry, you're on still. Make your amendment.
motion to reconsider for that vote for the budget so that we can make the proper cuts to keep the tax levy at zero. So being on the winning side of that, we could do that.
Okay, well, I am listening to the attorneys, despite what, I am listening to the attorneys on this. We're in new territory here, folks. All right, what? Yeah. Okay, that's true. Go ahead. You're on. No, you're not on. Sorry.
So you can go back and make the motion to reconsider. It was just brought to my attention. We have a pending amendment on the floor. So if we want to withdraw that for the time being or deal with it, you're still on the levy with an amendment. So you have to do that before we go back to a motion to reconsider. That's the will of the
So
board.
we'll move forward. So you would have to at this time, unless we're either going to have
Yeah,
Mr. Richmond.
I mean, if the state's attorney's telling us that we cannot do this, then we will have to make a motion to reconsider.
Right, but what we're saying is we're in the middle of this vote right now. So yeah, so just, you need to, can you rescind your motion? You can bring it back, or he can,
Yeah.
or Mr. Richmond can rescind.
Well, we could vote on this one and we can rescind afterwards and we'll go through that
Okay, clarification, Mr.
or reconsider.
I just want to clarify what I'm saying is you certainly can do this, but we're going to have to find other revenue streams then. You're shorting the property tax portion. There will have to be some other way to pay for these other funds, whether it be tax anticipation warrants, whether it be bonding. So you're able to do this, but now you'll have to have other conversations about how to fund these things.
Okay.
All right, so we're in the middle of Are you gonna, yeah.
So you want to take the vote and then go back to reconsider that one, and then we'll do that.
So are you rescinding your motion?
Yes, I will reset, sorry.
All right. So we are still in we have a lot of speakers for this, for Mr. You're in order here. You're in order and you are next. Well, actually, let's see. What do we have here?